we just get defined as, though that is changing for sure, but it's still very easy to stereotype a woman. We've seen ourselves through the eyes of the men in our lives, you know, and good, bad, or otherwise, that is the reality. Now we are becoming aware that we don't have to do that anymore. One, we all go through the pressure, whether it's peer pressure, societal pressure, familial pressure, you know, so many pressures to adhere. And then as public figures, every single day, there are days when I wake up and I feel angry with myself. I feel wronged about something, or I feel some old rejection shows up. God knows what the trigger is. I've been working with a healer for a few years now. So that's something I've had to learn. I used to be very unkind to myself. I've learned over time to be kind to myself. There are still times when I slip into being over judgmental or over critical of myself.
There's no math in this world which can actually define the amount of love we have for your craft and you. Vidya ma'am, thank you so much and welcome to Pink Villa.
Thank you.
Shakuntala Devi ka trailer looks amazing, feels amazing. It is a story we would all want to hear at the end of the day. But tell me, what strikes you when the story came to you? What was it about her world, her life that really struck a chord with you?
That she is everything that you don't expect from a mathematical genius. She laughs loudly. She's got a wicked sense of humor. She's interesting. She's interested in herself. She lives life to the fullest. Because I'm not saying mathematical geniuses don't, but our perception of anyone who even likes maths is, oh, geeky, maybe boring, maybe serious.
Yeah.
But this woman single-handedly breaks that myth. She lived life, every moment of her life, like it was the last. She lived it to the fullest. She had an amazing zest for life. So I think, and the fact that, she was embracing of both her strengths or her gifts and talents, as also of her shortcomings, her weaknesses, her flaws. I think that makes her, she thought she was amazing. She thought she was great just the way she was.
Yeah.
I think that's very inspiring, especially as a woman, Though I must say that she never saw herself as a woman. She saw herself as a person, as an individual. I think that's another...
That I think is the biggest strength today, because we all have this habit of putting ourselves in a box, and especially in the society, slightly media to be blamed as well, wherein we call movie helmed by or headlined by a women, we call them women-centric, wherein they are just women telling stories, right, at the end of the day. Do you sometimes have a problem with the fact that ये जो हम bracket में डाल देते हैं लोगों को, individuals को, stories को, do you sometimes feel we need to get away from that factor?
No, for sure. But it's just, I think, easier for human beings to box people. We all do that, no? It's just, we want to simplify everything. I want to, I see you as a nice person. I see someone else as an angry person, but you're not smiling all the time. No, I'm sure there are times when you cry, there are times when you get angry, there are times when you get irritated, there are times when you're affectionate. You're all of these, no? So many people, it depends on your mood, it depends on what kind of day you've had, it depends on maybe the weather, it depends on, your, I don't know, work stress, or so many other things. So I think we have to, we can't box people and just see them as unidimensional. We have to, and especially as women, we just get defined as, though that is changing for sure, but it's still very easy to stereotype a woman.
Yeah.
And that's also because I feel, Bhavna, historically, we've seen ourselves through the eyes of the men in our lives. You know, and good, bad, or otherwise, that is the reality. You know, now we are becoming aware that we don't have to do that anymore. But it's still the mindset, the patriarchal mindset is so deep rooted that even women are equally victims as we are perpetrators of that patriarchal mindset.
Completely agree with you. Tell me one thing, Vidya, when did you realize this is what is happening? Because see, I think since childhood, somehow we have all grown up in that patriarchal society wherein we have been told certain things, right? It is only when you grow up is when you realize that, oh, this is how we have to see the world. It's not how you have grown up watching it.
You know, I think I grew up in a nuclear family. It was just my parents, my sister and me. My sister and me were given every freedom to just be who we are. But like you said, then suddenly you begin to see yourself in the context of the outer world, and you realize, you begin to feel like you need to conform, you need to adhere to fit in. And that's also a normal human need. But then you begin to define yourself in very, you know, in a very straight-jacketed way, in black and white, you know, either or. Not realizing that you can be so many things. You don't, you know, there are various aspects to yourself. So this, I think, with age, with experience, you realize, and especially with being a public figure, I think you realize that much more. That, you know, one, we all go through the pressure, you know, whether it's peer pressure, societal pressure, familial pressure, you know, so many pressures to adhere. And then as public figures, that becomes that much more, because your world is that much larger.
Right.
You know, it's the general public, people you don't even know. So this, to hold on to who you are, to realize that, you know, I can be my own person, because I can never be everything that everyone else wants me to be. This realization happens. So it's happened over time. It's happened since I think I became an actor in films. You know, I feel like a film set and then being an actor or a star or a public figure makes you learn lessons. It's like in a crash course manner.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I think it's that much sharper. And so I've realized over time, and I've realized that it's so important to just pay heed to your own voice, to love and accept yourself. But all this happens with time, I feel.
We have evolved over time, right? There was a time when, you know, I had so many issues just thinking it's all yours, you know, you blame yourself for everything. You don't like your own body at times. You blame yourself for everything. I know you have spoken at so many times when you have said that it took you time to embrace everything. Today, when you look back at that time, how does it feel? It's been a long journey for you as well.
But it's not, you know, it's been a long journey and it's work in progress. I think I'm not accepting of myself every single day. You know, there are days when I wake up and I feel angry with myself. I feel wronged about something, or I feel some old rejection shows up. God knows what the trigger is. There are times when I feel not good in my body. There are, you know, so many things. You know how it is. So I think it's never absolute. You know, that process is probably never complete. And maybe when it's complete, it's the end of life. I don't know. But I think, you know, the thing is to realize, to see in those times, to see how far you've come. And to realize that it's never too late to start working on yourself. And start working on yourself, I don't mean to start going to the gym and following a diet and, you know, changing things about yourself. Of course, all that is very important from the perspective of keeping fit and healthy.
Yeah.
But what I mean is just, to be kind to yourself. It's never
I think
too
we
late.
forget that.
I think most people forget that. I've been working with a healer for a few years now. So that's something I've had to learn. I used to be very unkind to myself. I've learned over time to be kind to myself. There are still times when I slip into being over judgmental or over critical of myself. But then I remind myself that, of my various strengths, and then suddenly those things that were, that seemed to bother me begin to lose their power over me.
Now, I also want to know that, but you have been someone who has never conformed to the norm. Like, though there is a need to fit in, of course, there is pressure to fit in into a certain box, but you have always shattered the glass ceiling with your choices, with your films, with your craft. You have let your craft speak for yourself, for you. How difficult it is to be your own person?
I think it's very difficult to be your own person, period, wherever you are. Like I said, for, when you're known or you're a celebrity, it's that much tougher. But I tried adhering for a while and I realized that it's so tough because, Bhavna, if you walk into a room and there are 10 people, they'll have 200 different opinions of you. Like I said, depending on various things, on their mood, on what they've eaten, on, whether the lighting in the room is bright enough or it's making them feel morose. It could be anything, And you realize that you can't make everyone happy. The one person on whom you can depend to make you happy at all times is you.
True.
That's the only guarantee. So the easiest thing to do is to invest in making you like yourself. Baki sab bhar mein jaye.
Self-love is the best form of love. Clearly, I can only imagine. Thank you so much, Vidya ma'am. It was lovely chatting with you as always. And all the very best for Shakuntala Devi. I know it is going to be amazing.
Thank you. So 31st of July, you have a date with me on Amazon Prime Video.